In this week's episode of Working with Evernote, I want to show you why I use a Keepsake notebook. Hello and welcome to episode 84, I think, of my Working with Todoist series. My name is Carl Pauline, and in this week's episode I'm going to show you how I use my Keepsake notebook. Now, for any of you guys out there who've been using Evernote for a while now, you should already have set up a Keepsake notebook because it's just quite a logical notebook to actually have in Evernote. And basically what we keep in your Keepsake notebook, or in my case I actually use a tag. I'll explain that in the video when I show you my setup. But basically a Keepsake notebook is really all about saving all those important things that you get from friends, family, maybe websites that you've been featured in, articles that you've been featured in, or things that you just want to keep for your own memories. And it's something that I've set up, so I want to show you how to do that today, and I'm going to show you that. But before we go into Evernote, I would just like to say, if you like this video, please click on the like button below, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Okay, let's get into Evernote and I'll show you my Keepsake tag. Okay, so as I mentioned in the introduction, a Keepsake notebook, or in my case it's actually a label, it's just something where you want to keep all the notes that you just don't want to lose. And you can add emails, you can add screenshots, you can add almost anything you want. So in this case here, I have an article that was published on the Next Web that I was actually featured in. I also have here a comment that I received about my complete guide to creating a successful life. Which somebody very Pal or Lehotsky actually had a wonderful comment for me. I've got on here, when I did a search on Twitter once, I actually discovered that I was number 2 on the list in the UK for productivity, which really made me smile. I have here one of my courses when I was quite a long time ago. This is way back in June, not long after I did my first course. Actually was trending in personal productivity, so that was up there, and it really impressed me. Notice, by the way, that I am a lot cheaper than everybody else on productivity courses, so there's just a quick tip. If you want to do your supercharged productivity, it's been updated since this and is still at a nice lower price than everybody else. I've got an email message that I got from a lady called Louise, and I've got tweets here that Amir, the CEO of Todoist, actually tweeted the book. And I've got how I use Todoist to prioritize things, which is a blog post that I wrote for Todoist. So I've got all sorts of things in here. Also here, Pocket, when I used to use Pocket for my reading, they actually gave me a review of all the years. So I had read 2,277,000 words in 2014. And actually, I don't think I started using Pocket until halfway through the year. Here was an article that I saved from, this was actually from a Korean article about the British servicemen who fought in the Korean War, and it's a wonderful story, so I saved that one. There was shortly after Margaret Thatcher died in 2013 or 2012, there was this wonderful article about her legacy and what she'd done, and I saved that one. Also on, I did a visual resume presentation that on Skillshare, was it not Skillshare? SlideShare featured the top presentation of the day, which I saved that one too. So there's all sorts of things that I've saved. I've saved many things, lots of also emails that I have received. Now those are actually in my archive now because I did a clean out of my Evernote a while ago, but I have not lost them. So your Keepsake tag or your Keepsake notebook is a wonderful place just to store the things that you never want to lose, because one of the problems I've always found with digital as I mentioned in the beginning, the things I found about digital things is that we lose them too easily, whereas paper things you can put in a shoebox and just forget about. So this is what I would suggest you do. Now I have it set up as a label, but it has no difference whatsoever, because the reason why I've set it up as a label rather than an actual workbook is because I have, if you look in my if you look in my projects, I like to keep my reference materials separated as work and personal. So if I keep my keepsake as a tag, it means that all my things that within that particular tag can be, doesn't matter whether it's work or it can matter if it's personal. And that's basically the way I have it set up. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching this episode. Thank you also for following me. For those of you who've been following me through 2017, thank you very much. I can promise you there is a lot more to come in 2018. I hope you all had a fantastic day yesterday at the start of 2018, and you've hit the road running. So it just remains for me now to wish you all a very, very happy new year and an incredibly productive week.